Hi, this is a video to explain an interesting trick of creating plus and minus buttons using three inputs. It was mentioned by Yonki in the forum, but I decided to create an explanation so that it's more visual. So I have created a screen here. So imagine what we need to do. We need to have an input here and press, say, enter number, or enter quantity, for example. And this input I will call quantity input. And I would like to have the button save result. And I would like to have the button plus and minus. So this will be -1. And another one will be +1. So there. Okay, so the usual way is to add to store the temporary value in the database and then update and update it using this button and this button. So, and then save the result when you're finished. However, when you are using the database, it may provide some delays because Adalo app needs to connect to the server. So an interesting trick, as I have already said, is to use additional inputs to store the values. So let me show how this works. So I'm going to add two inputs here. Let's call this one a previous input. And another one I will call the next input. And they will be a number type of inputs. And what I'm going to put here, the default value, you know that it's not possible to do any operations with the input itself. So if I would try to, for example, change input value and change this quantity input to something, there is no formula, there is no mathematical operations at all, because Adalo just simply doesn't allow it. But it's possible to use mathematical operations when you're setting the default value for the input. So for this default value, I'm going to use a formula, and this formula will be a value of other components quantity input plus 1. And similarly to previous input, I'm also going to use a formula here, and this will be other components quantity input -1. Let's see how it works without any actions on the buttons. So the app is loading. So let's go here, add and subtract with inputs. You see everything is empty here. Let me enter, for example, 14. And you see that automatically this one became 13 and this one 15. So this is an interesting trick that inputs are refreshed dynamically. At least it works for now. So now I believe that you understand the principle. So with this button, we're gonna update the value of quantity taken from previous input, and with this button, the value of quantity taken from this input. So really quick to implement. So here it will be change input value. The input value will be a quantity input, and we're changing it with the value of next input. And again, the same, change input value of quantity input with the value of previous input. And well, of course, we can update the result here well, I just do link back, like imagine there is a saving of the result. So, and here's the functional feature. So you see, you can say change the value by 1, or you can type in the value which you want and change the value with these buttons. Of course, you can add more buttons, -10, -100, or whatever you need. So that's it. Thank you. A very interesting trick. Again, thanks to Yonki for mentioning about it. Thank you.